to start off, I had a lot of 1812 history floating around in my mind. So when I saw a fort sign, I obviously pulled over to kind of check it out. Kind of embarrassing. I'm so into 1812 that I thought Fort Drum was a 1812 base, but it's an active military base. But anyway, today the ride, starting from Watertown, the choice was either the St. Lawrence River going up or the Adirondacks. I chose the Adirondacks. I'm kind of partial to them, but I'll have to hit the St. Lawrence at some time in the future. Anyway, off we go. Okay, so I was a dumbass and I did not realize that Fort Drum was an actual fort that the military base currently uses. So they have a video of a guy pulling up with a motorcycle and then turning around as he realized his error. But off we go. Just starting to hit the Adirondacks and you can already see the views are starting to get pretty nice. This I think is Harrisburg, New York. And we continue. Into the Adirondacks. The Adirondacks are a very magical place. It's a huge park, bigger than a lot of the western parks. People don't really realize this. And you can see as you're going into it, just the forests. There are two types of terrain which are kind of interesting. The wide open farmlands, going into the closed off forest where it almost feels like you're riding through a tunnel. Not particularly curvy, but you are left alone to just kind of enjoy nature and be alone with your thoughts. That's really the beauty of it here. And stopping by the incalculable number of lakes that are along the way, and just a few. This here is Tupper Lake, one of the many lakes in the Adirondacks. Now I've noticed as I'm riding here, every single way is a scenic byway. Tons of snowmobile crossing warning signs, ATV, deer. Great fun. Somewhere over there is a mountain I used to ski on. Good to visit the old places. Saranac Lake is probably the most famous of them, the one that people have heard of. And you know, I honestly did think about staying here, but it's vacation, summer season, it's the high time, and there is not a room for rent anywhere. Tupper Lake, Saranac Lake, anywhere in the area. So just had to enjoy it and just move on. Eventually, when you get through it, you eventually get to the eastern side of New York. And most people don't know that there is actually lakes like Lake Champlain, a lot of water that actually separates New York from Vermont. So you have to cross over a big bridge and enter the People's Republic of Vermont. Just a Bernie Sanders joke. But northern Vermont is basically what you could think of it. A lot of big farmlands, open spaces. You know, not the kind of people you would think of normally. They're actually very similar. And being so close to Canada, there's a lot of them back and forth between them. It's really informative and really fun. And it was a great ride all around. those lazy little towns in Vermont. This is, I think, Richmond. Can't have a population more than a few thousand. Fun to kind of explore these places, if you got the time. Here I am at the waterfront in Newport, Vermont. Nice little sleepy town. Apparently there's a ferry which occasionally goes up to Canada and back. No questions asked. Maybe there's a railroad that runs through here. But it's quiet, sleepy, not too hectic. And you can really peace here. I mean, obviously being this close to Canada, you know, I've heard French being spoken. Nice little waterfront, restaurants, some kind of state office building. What's not to love? We're just walking around here. These are the diamonds in the rough you find. I mean, how many people really knew this place even existed? They call it a city. That's a stretch. But here, sit out, look out over the lake. Not sure what lake that is, but you can see why they call it the Green Mountain State. All the mountains are green. Everything's green around here. That was sure an eventful and fun day. Always helps remind me why I do this occasionally. And it's worth it. See what tomorrow has in store.